Good evening, everyone. How are we all this evening? I hope all is well. I am boiling here. I'm literally dying of the heat. It's too warm, even though I have the sweaty heater on. I had it on for a few minutes and then I turned it off there for a second. It was too warm. It's a good complaint, let's put it that way. But yeah, it's boiling. So yeah, if you see me literally die of the heat, that's the reason why. So yeah, we're not too far away from Christmas now. We have a bit to discuss, not that much. Compared to other nights, it's kind of it's been not too much going on the last few days. Good evening, Brian. How are we doing? Hope all is well. So yeah, not that much actually discuss. Coming to think of it, not too much. Usually this is just an endless amount of stuff, but yeah, tonight is not that much, which is good. I suppose is a good complaint because I am a bit tired, to be totally honest. I didn't get any sleep nearly at all last night. Probably only got maybe an hour and a half at most last night, so didn't get a good night's sleep for whatever reason. Just don't know why. So it's just one of those nights, just tossing and turning. So I'm a bit overtired, especially with that walk and then coming home. Especially when you don't get any sleep, you know, you're drained. So we won't be here for too long. But we'll be here for a while now tonight. I don't know if is that music too loud. It probably isn't. No, it shouldn't be that loud anyway. I know I'm a few minutes early. I know it's at 7 o'clock. About 3 or 4 minutes early, I think. Yeah. So yeah. Imagine this time next week isn't it? What day? What? Yeah, it's Christmas Day. Yeah. Imagine that this time next week. And then the week after that is New Year's Day. Every Wednesdays and Wednesdays. So in 2 weeks' time, pretty much is the first of the year, 1st of January. So imagine that. It's insane when you really sit down and think about it. It's quite an insane thing to say. It's me tea too. So yeah. Let's see. So we have to do the usual thing, unfortunately, when we start these live streams. We have to kind of chill out for about 10 minutes. Until notifications and all the usual stuff go out, because it takes about 10 minutes for it all kind of work out, 10 minutes or so. So we just chill, I suppose, for the moment. We chill out, we relax, settle ahead, as they would say. So a great TDs were in the door today. Let's put that way. They were there doing hard work. Our TDs, they were working extremely hard. So they have, we'll see in a second. But long story short, they have a long time off in holidays. Because they worked to the bone. They worked far too hard, these TDs. Hello, good evening. I can have hello with about. I think that's how you pronounce it. Box. Good evening. I hope all is well. I don't know. That music might be a bit too loud. Let me see. No, it shouldn't be that loud. I'm worried that it's just extremely loud. Even though it might not be loud for me, it might pick it up a lot more on the mic. I never actually listened to the music after the stream to see how loud it was. But yes, I should have got. What was it? Never mind. But I should have gotten. Never mind. Also, yeah, you probably noticed this before. The tree behind me. It used to be only the two green lights that were lit. Now the batteries were gone, and lucky I looked at it because the batteries were gone. I always thought it was just the green lights. I didn't know the rest of the tree lit up. I suppose I'm a bit stupid taking that, but I forgot about looking at the batteries. So for a long time, when the last few weeks, it was just the green lights that were lit. The other ones didn't work, so I put new batteries into them, and a lot more colourful. If you've just seen that, because beforehand it was just the green ones that were lit for whatever reason. But yeah, I didn't know the batteries are gone. That's what it's happening. Like I completely forgot to check the batteries. So I just done that the other night, and I was like, yeah, they're not as strong as they used to be. The batteries. See, usually I would take them out before I put them away, and I didn't do that last year. So that's why, and I just presumed that I put in new batteries this year, but no, I didn't take them out. So that was the issue. So the batteries were there from last year, pretty much. And pretty much, they probably just when you lay them lying up on the shelf, they probably just go with the batteries, because the batteries were pretty much nearly dead. So it's a lot nicer anyway the way it is. But yeah, just noticed that the other night. So yeah, it's going to be a quiet one anyway. There's not many people around because obviously it's coming to Christmas, etc. So people have 110 things to do, and not to mention too, a lot of people be tired coming up to this time of year, because it's literally insane in the towns in Cavan. People are going mad buying stuff. I know such a thing to say about Cavan people, but they're literally all going mad buying stuff. So yeah. So that'd be the same out to go right across the country. People just go mad buying this, that, and the other. So we start in the middle of two. We get through. There's not too much tonight to get through, but we see. But just to say, I don't know, but next Wednesday, this time next week, because obviously Christmas. I see. I might spend time with the family, Christmas Day. We see how we get on, but definitely Saturday. Next Saturday should be fine. And then obviously the 4th should be fine too. We should be probably live for New Year's around that. I'm not saying exactly at 12 o'clock we'll be live. It might be just until 11. We'll see how we get on. But definitely we'll be live this Saturday coming, obviously, and then next Saturday, but not probably Wednesday. Not definite now, but I will let you know. Just to say. I say we'll just take a bit of a breather and relax with the family for a while. So I think that'll be good enough. Yeah, they're all turned up to the day, and you see in the second. We'll talk about it in the second. But they don't know how days work now on holidays. Hello, Greenface. How are we doing? So yeah, they're on holidays. They're gone on holidays. They only turned up on holidays again. And they're not back until the end of January. I'm not joking. They're actually not back in the end of January. So it sucks to suck, I suppose. Obviously, I'm full pay and all that, of course. Of course. We couldn't have them not being paid. And a big Christmas bonus, too, they get. It seems to be, but I don't know. But they're looking for a lot of money for Kerry. So that's the only issue. Compared to the other ones, the other independent TD is not looking for too much, but basically they're looking for hundreds of millions to do up roads in Kerry, etc., and stuff like that. So they're looking for a lot of money. So we'll see. But definitely, with the new Cam Cola, I'm sure you heard with the new Cam Cola for Ronan Murphy, the independent TD for Wexford, Wicklow. So she's an independent. So it's pretty much wink wink, nudge nudge. Pretty much. There's a deal between some of the rural independents, and basically for Ronan Murphy getting the Cam Cola seat, it's pretty much wink wink nod nod. That's the government, because Fianna Fáil Fine Gael encouraged the TDs to vote, even though it was a secret ballot. They encouraged the TDs to vote for. So it's pretty much wink wink nudge nudge that it's going to be independents, a few rural independents. Madigan and a few others probably. We'll see with the Healy race. I don't know. But definitely I don't think Matty McGrath is going to be involved with it. So we see. It might be the Healy race, but I do think they're looking for too much, so we see. No, not the worst, but it's surprising to see Fianna Fáil. Like Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael basically supported it, which is surprising in a way to me. So we see what happens to them. Um, but pretty much it's guaranteed, wig, wig, nod, nod, nudge, nudge, that it's going to be independent. And probably not, let's say the Labour Party's not going to go in to government, etc., etc. So it's pretty much going to be Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, and a few independents, a few rural independents. Michael Lowry, well, he's basically Fine Gael in disguise. He's an independent, but he's basically Fine Gael in disguise because he votes for Fine Gael every time he gets a chance. Um, then obviously have a few others. But pretty much it's guaranteed that that's the way it's going. Um, so I don't know about the healy waves. We have to see. I don't know because they're looking for a lot of stuff. Right, the only TDs, the other rural independents, probably were just like we want for Mona Murphy to be Cam Cola. That's all they were looking for. The healy waves are looking for millions. Like I was listening to them there before I went live. They were talking to the doll before the doll adjourned, and they're looking for money for Kerry, money for Kerry and Kerry and Kerry. No else, just money for Kerry. Simple as that. So that's what they're looking for. And they're looking for a lot of money, going by what people have been saying. They're not looking for 50 cents, they're looking for hundreds of millions for them to support the government. So I don't know. We see. I don't know about Carl Nolan either. I don't know what's the story there. So we probably get started. So obviously we're just talking about the first thing we're probably going to do. The first thing we're going to talk about is about the new Cam Colo, etc., etc. And great TDs meeting in the Dáil today. The 34th Dáil of the Iraq. There's 105 years since the first Dáil. Quite literally, it's down to nearly the week that the first Dáil was established. So pretty much there you go. 100. The first Dáil was established. Carl Brewer was the Cam Colo. Nearly 105 years to today, really, pretty much. So yeah, long story short. So the start of today, the first Dáil, they had a hard day's work, and they decided straight away to take a 5 weeks holiday, fully paid expenses and all that, allowances and all that. Don't worry, fully paid, as I say, a holiday for 5 weeks. So they'll be back on the 22nd of January. So there's basically no government. It's just an acting government, pretty much. So pretty much, what I'm trying to say to you, there'll be no government by the end of, probably beginning of February, end of January. So pretty much done holidays for 5 weeks, which is insane to think because they only turned up today. Now they're gone again. Like it's crazy the way they take. Where am I? Yeah, so the Cam Cola, obviously, we just said Fiona Murphy becoming the new Cam Cola. So interesting, just to say, just pause for that. She's the first woman Cam Cola in Irish history in the 105 years of Dáil Éireann. The first time a woman has ever been elected to the Cam Cola position. And obviously, that's very significant, etc., etc. I'm sure you would agree. It's very significant that she got to be the Cam Cola, especially a woman being the Cam Cola. It's the first time in, as I say, the history of the state. So it's great to see, and it's great to see that she got to it, because I would rather see her, to be totally honest, getting it than Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. So I'm happy enough with that. So I have no issues really with Fiona Murphy becoming the Cam Cola. No really issues there. It's what she, obviously the wage she's getting. She gets €255,000. 200,000, yeah, 255,000 euro, not 250 euro, 250,000 a year plus her salary, etc., which is a lot of money, if you ask me. But I don't think nothing's going to change that. But yeah, long story short, she's the new Cam Cola. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much that. Hello, Little England. How are we doing? With sticky tape. No, well, they didn't do it in all the constituencies. I know what you're saying. In one of the constituencies, they done it. The Gauds did it for whatever reasons. Like, I don't think they done it everywhere. It was somewhere down the country they done it, but I know what you're talking about. I've seen the video of it. It's quite stupid what they did. But, it's Ireland. What do you expect, I suppose, in that regard? she can't speak her mind. That's true. Yeah, I suppose I never thought that, but you know, I suppose that's a true point too. I suppose. I actually never thought of that. So, uh, but I suppose it's not the worst thing. I suppose. Um, but we see, again, it's better than, in my opinion, I suppose, it's better than being a 14 year keeping it. Um, so, and especially being the first woman too, it's a good thing to say, I suppose. Um, I know, ticking a box, but it's a good thing to say. Um, Especially an independent too. I'm happy for an independent to get to the camp call, if that makes any sense. I have a lot of respect for independent people. Because it's not easy being an independent and being on your own. It's not easy without a party. I know myself. You're one voice in a crowd, pretty much. It's not an easy job, and I can only imagine how tough it is. But where am I now? Sorry. So just briefly touching this. So I just seen this before I came online, before I went live. So the Department of Defense. So this is the new government jet. It's going to cost something like 50 million, something like that. Don't quote me now exactly. It's 50 million, something around that. It's a good few million anyway, because it's a very modern state of a jet. As you can see, it's very modern. Department of Defense is for the French made delivery expected in December 2025. So pretty much this time next year we should have it. In theory, it would be available for the first time of the EU presidency for the second half of 2020. So it's about time. So this would be basically the new government jet, because as you know, Simon Harris at the moment is going around in a private jet. So this would be owned by the Irish Air Corps, so be owned by the state, pretty much what I'm trying to say. And obviously can be used for transporting sick children to hospitals and other countries for treatment, etc., etc., and different things of that. And obviously the Air Corps fleet, the old government jet, was something like nearly 30 years old. So it's about time we have a modern aircraft, but as long as it gets good use now. But yeah, this will be the new government Air Corps jet whenever it comes. And say it'd be over budget again. This is probably only half of the truth, But it's about 50 million, something like 40 to 50 million, which it would be, I suppose. It would be around that for a modern, new aircraft. This is going to be new aircraft because they're getting it specially designed, etc., etc. So we see what happens there, because it's about time. Because Simon Harris, it's about 1 million or so. Yeah, it's some small change, but it's about 1 million or so we're spending on like private jets for Simon Harris, like chartered planes, I suppose. So it would work out cheaper in the end, because already we spent about 1 million on private jets for Simon Harris that we have to contract from private companies. So it's better that the government have its own jet, and you wouldn't be out the cost of that, if that makes any sense. In theory, in theory. Because again, it's insane. Simon Harris was in the job barely 5 months, and the cost of €500,000 for him flying around the world on his private jet. It doesn't make any sense, but now I just want to go to this. Now we get to Israel, etc., etc. I know people be saying about that straight away. I should be probably talking about it. There's a lot I have to say about it. So this is the new president, the president of Ireland. Obviously, the presidency puts out a Christmas card, the same Christmas cards, etc., etc. It's a very interesting thing to come along and to have a Christmas card. Like, I understand peace and goodwill to all, but it should say Happy Christmas or something like that. Like, what is this to do really with a Christmas tree or something? Like, what is this to do with Christmas? Like, I don't even see the word Christmas on this card. You think you say Happy Christmas, goodwill to all, peace and out, etc., etc. But and then the United Nations and stuff. Like, it shouldn't really be on an Irish presidential card. I know I might be cynical, etc., etc. But there's no Christmas, no word mentioned Christmas. Like they use the word Christmas card, but there's no mention here in this or that. Probably inside maybe. We can't see inside the cards what it says. But this is the cover. This is the front cover, and this is the back. But it's a weird kind of thing for me for this card, pretty much. Because it doesn't. Again, they're afraid to say Christ. Pretty much, that's pretty much it. I don't know if people seen that already. Don't know what. Yeah, that's exactly it. See with the same with the what they call in Dublin at the moment, winter lights, which is Christmas lights. So So yeah, people have been trafficked into Ireland to move their organs and transport in new report. So this is very stark, and obviously Ireland has a huge, like one of the worst in the European Union, not even in the European Union, in the world with human trafficking. Uh, and it's insane to take it. It generally is insane when you see it, when you literally read through it. And this is what we know about, you know. So this is from 2021 to 2023. 140 victims of human trafficking detected. This is what we know of. This is only what we know. At least 10 children. The breakdown of here 77 brought into Ireland was, like awful stuff. And this is a first world country. This is not a backwards country in Africa, if that makes any sense. And this is still happening. People have been forced labor, sexual exploitation, especially of children. It shouldn't happen in a modern country. Like it's totally evil stuff. And then you read this about them taking the organs and stuff like that. It's fine. Like I don't know why there's not much of an uproar. There's a few articles here and there from the mainstream media, but there's never any big, huge uproar. Because this shouldn't be happening. It really shouldn't be happening. And we have to do more, because the only way some of these people are coming in, because let's be fair, some of them are coming through the airports. A lot of them are coming on small boats from big ships, pretty much, and they can be let off to small boats, and they turn up on the shore. That's pretty much what's happening, along with the airports too. But we have to up our game, because it shouldn't be happening in the modern world. It shouldn't be happening. This kind of carry on shouldn't be happening, particularly people in forced labour, etc., etc. And then this thing, especially to do with young children, it shouldn't happen. It just generally shouldn't happen. This in a first world country, in a modern state, it shouldn't happen. And then especially this, legally removing organs, like it shudders to think of it. You shudder to think of it, really. Yeah. Oh, that's the wrong take. So yeah, just wanted to briefly touch on this, because again, I said it before many times. People, Israel at the moment's pretty much saying every Irish people is they're saying all kinds of stuff at the moment. We get to that in a few minutes, but yeah, it just goes to show you, in 2020, more than 15,000 donations were lost across Ireland, with more than 800,000 donations. It just goes to show you that Ireland, the Irish people, and again, I've seen this many times over across the years. Take, for example, the Choctaw tribe in North America that helped us during the famine, our ancestors during the famine, when they were going through the Trail of Tears during Andrew Jackson's presidency, when they were moved from different parts of the United States. Basically, I don't know what you would call it, but yeah, long story short, they were in a hard up situation a few years ago, and they gave about 25,000 back during the famine in 1850s, in terms of modern money, which is a lot of money back then, especially in the situation they're in. But take, for example, the Irish people, including myself, along with other people, we give them about 2 million back in repayments, if that makes any sense. So Irish people, and again, we have to say that Irish people are very generous people. Like we understand, Irish people understand suffering. And understand hardship and stuff, because our parents went through hardship, our grandparents went through hardship, and Irish people generally always want to help people out. We're not like saying we don't care, etc., etc. No, we do care, but especially when it comes to charity, or especially things to do with children, etc., etc., we're very generous. Like even just take, for example, Christmas donations here in this village here. They were doing Christmas donations for charity here. For children's charity, and a huge amount of money donated, an extraordinary amount, like thousands and thousands a year. It's really heartwarming to see, especially Christmas, that people are willing to give and give something back to people. It's the same really. It's the same. There's a tractor one in Cavan happening this weekend for suicide awareness, etc., etc. And huge amount of money. People are donating in like droves of people, hundreds and hundreds of thousands a year. So it's really heartwarming to see, because Ireland is, and I can say this without a doubt, there's no more generous country when it comes to donations and people in difficulty. You take, for example, in Cavan, there was a man who had this is a few years ago now, his house burned down, and people waste a huge amount of money, 300,000 or something like that, towards getting new furniture and stuff like that, getting his house rebuilt, like insane amount of money, like insane generosity, just the strangers, people that we didn't even know, just insane, level of care on us, I suppose, from people, and especially because a lot of these people who donated, etc., they don't have much themselves, and they're taking of others, and that's just the thing with Irish people. Uh, you know, Even though a lot of Irish working class people don't have much, that the they're living off the salary. They don't have much left at the end of the week. They still find it in their heart when it comes to children or anything to do with children or charity. They still always find it in their heart to find some money somewhere and to do without stuff, and I think it's a good quality. Not many countries in the world can say that they put charities and the welfare of other people first. But yeah, it just goes to show you we are the most generous. In my opinion, there's no doubt about that. Just to say, because it's a good thing to say. It's a good thing to have to say. Because being in Finland, like they are generous in Finland, like the only Finnish generous, but they still wouldn't give huge amount of money. If that makes any sense, it's more the state to do it. It's not the only Joe who would do it. It's more the state would uh, chime in, if that makes any sense, instead of the only Joe. Over here, it's the only Joe who gives stuff instead of the state. If that makes any sense. That's what you see over there, I suppose. Just a thing. Yeah, hopefully it does. Like it's a lot of money too. It was something like 5 million or something like that. I didn't watch, but I heard someone saying it was about 5 million, 4 million, something like that. But it just goes to show you, as long as it goes to a good cause, that's all. That's all I care about. As long as it doesn't go totally his back pocket. But I don't think they'll do it because they'll get no luck for it. Taking it from a charity and stuff. Nobody would get any luck. Anybody takes money from a charity like that. They don't have much luck, and they won't have much luck for the rest of their life doing that kind of thing. And they always get caught. They'll always get caught in the end. But no, it is true. I believe that 100% now that we are one of the most generous countries in the world when it comes to donations and GoFundmes and people in need, etc., etc. Because Irish people did suffer back in the day. We understand it, and we always want to try and do right in the world. And I think that's a good thing. That we're a country that wants to do right and wants to do good the best we can. And I suppose, unfortunately, some people would take advantage of generosity in terms of people coming into the state because I was seeking asylum. There's people taking advantage of that every day of the week here. But in general, the majority of Irish people are very, decent, good, hard-working people who just want to do good in the world, want to see the world being a better place. And it's a good thing to say. It's not an evil thing to say because there's not many countries in the world like that have good nature. And it's something that's not seen too much in the world, unfortunately, nowadays. The care, I suppose. Anyway, I could go on for hours, but it's good to see. It's really nice to see. So this is to do. We've talked about this a good few times already. So this was back and forth for a good while now. So the state was planning, the Irish government were planning to dump 1,000 young men into Athlone. So obviously they're going to dump them somewhere else, pretty much. And I use the word dump quite literally because the Irish government just do that. They just dump them in the middle of the night there. But yeah, obviously fair play to these local councillors in Athlone. And one of them was Fianna Fáil, would you believe? One of them was Fianna Fáil, an independent Ireland. As you see, Angles work, Fianna Fáil, and a Fianna Gael councillor. Like, they actually went against the grain. Like, imagine that. They actually stood up and said, no, we don't agree with this. They actually stood up for themselves. So fair play to them. Because not many Fianna Fáil, Fianna Gael councillors will stand up and be counted. And they did in this case. They took it to the High Court. And the state gave up. The state just kind of conceded because pretty much they had them fucked, the state, because they had to admit they done it wrong because they didn't have planning permission. They didn't have this. The state pretty much basically just turned up one day and said, we're going to do this. We have no planning permission. We have nothing. And they bypassed the local councillors and all that. There was no engagement. The usual carry on. And that's what happened. They had the government had no really arguments against it because these councillors pretty much, and again, fair play to them, should really get medalled for this. Because the state literally had no arguments here. The state just literally folded because they literally had nothing to say. They had nothing to argue about because they didn't have planning permission. They didn't have many things in terms of this. But thankfully, justice has been fair here. The High Court has worked for once in their life. Hopefully, that doesn't happen, say, for example, down the road now, that these 1,000 people just be dumped in another place, because that's probably what's going to happen. If it's not Athlone, it's going to be somewhere else, unfortunately. It's just, it moves from one area to the other, pretty much. But yeah, it's a win. It's a good thing. And again, this is only the beginning. If other councils, say, for example, in other areas, have the balls to do the same as these councils did, uh, then it'll be put to stop to very, very soon. Because again, when you get your local councillors, because they spread the numbers when the three or four of them stand up as councillors, as in this case, um, they can do wonders. They can do them. As a council, you have very little power, but together you're strong, and that's the same in the council chamber. You have collective power. You don't have much individual power, but you have collective power to make a difference. It's if you choose to make a difference. That's what I see it as. Hello, Tony. Good evening. How are we doing? Well, hopefully not, but we see. But it's a good, nonetheless. It's good. It's a good and happy enough for it. And especially again, as you see, Fianna Fáil, Fianna Gael councils, they're taking the crowd west. They might not have, might never be in. They might be gone next year. What I'm trying to say in Fianna Fáil, Fianna Gael, they might not have the seats in Fianna Fáil, Fianna Gael. They might be given the vote. So they put their careers on the line. In fairness, they stood up from the grain and stood up, and it takes a lot to stand up, particularly when you're in Fianna Fáil, Fianna Gael, because they'd be ostracised. You've seen what happened down in Galway, take for example, with them two Fianna Fáil councils that were independent. You've seen them, they were ostracized in Fianna Fáil and basically treated like the worst people imaginable, because they stood up against Fianna Fáil, pretty much. So Ben Skellin, the Grip Media, has found this out. For the last 5 years, the Gardaí has spent 1.7 million on recruitment, 1.9 million if you include reserves. But the net amount numbers of Gardaí actually decreased. And this is true. It's actually true. The numbers, especially this year too, you hear the government and Helen McAtee particularly saying, "Oh, we have this many guards in Teplin, we have this many guards coming out, we have this many guards, and we have that, and we have the other, and all that." But it's pretty much all just talk, and it's just waffle. There's no really. It's just numbers, pretty much. It's just kind of numbers on the page. It doesn't add up to reality, pretty much. So literally, like in the bunker in Berlin when Steiner's doing his counterattack, pretty much. What I'm trying to say, like during the 1945, in Battle of Berlin, it's pretty much that. There's just numbers on the sheet. It just doesn't exist. They're just looking at, it's insane. But yeah. But long story short, what do you expect? But this fellow here will be soon gone. Because obviously the government didn't increase his contract to be commissioner. So I don't know when that's up. I think it's up next year at some point. Isn't next year? It might be the year after that. But he'll be soon gone. And he should be gone long ago because, let's be fair, his own organisations, his superintendents and sergeants, etc., high up members among all the Sinn Féin voted 99.4%, 99.5% for him to go, get his bag and go. And he's still there. So that just tells you everything you need to know. He'd be no loss, exactly. So we see what happens there. But yeah, it's insane amount of money too they're spending on recruitment. It's the same with the Defence Forces. I'm getting loads of ads on YouTube to do with the Defence Forces, join the Navy, etc., etc. And it's an insane amount of money when you really think about it. And I suppose for what gain, really? Because in the Army and Navy, the government every day of the week, go back to this way, every day of the week, the government is like, "Oh, we're recruiting this many new soldiers." Micheál Martin basically said it too. During the budget, we're going to have we're going to have 600 new soldiers this year into the Defence Forces. But in reality, in theory, in his own head, he thinks, but in theory, it's just basically non-existent. Like it's just delusional talk, pretty much, in terms of the Navy. Like it's just all delusions. Good evening, everyone. I know a lot of people just joined me. Hope we're all doing well this evening. Oh, I didn't. I turned off the music. Sorry. See, that often happens to me. I get too busy talking, and I turn it off, and then that's what happens. We'll just chat among ourselves for a second. We'll move on to other stuff because there's a lot more things. There's a few more things, not much, but a bit. How's the tea? Not too bad. It's a bit cold, but apart from that, it's not bad. Bum, bum, bum. So are we looking forward to Christmas? Because this literally day next week is Christmas. It doesn't really feel like Christmas, to be totally honest. It's a bit weird this year, to be totally honest. I can't quite describe it for me particularly, but it's kind of weird. It's not the same energy. Well, I don't know about the same energy. I don't know if that's the right word to describe, but you know. Yeah, well, I don't blame. To be totally honest, I don't blame. I don't trust them anyway. Let's put it that way. Um, I'm sure this is, you have friends and family. I'm sure you have some kind of family around you, or even friends, your neighbors. Um, everybody has someone. There's always somebody there for you. Like even when I was in my darkest times back in the day. Yeah, exactly. I often thought nobody was there for me, but you just have to ask. You just ask a neighbor, "Oh, can I come over for Christmas? We watch a movie or something like that." The majority of neighbors, like 100% come over, have a few drinks, and enjoy Christmas dinner. So, like, people are pretty chill. You just need to ask, and people are very chill. Because I often thought that too, that nobody was there for you. But when you ask and you say, "Can I come over and chill for a while at Christmas?" or something like that, they're very accommodating. So it's just when you ask, when you look around you and suppose take a second to look around, uh, there is people there. There's people that cares. Um, you know, and that is refresh what refresh wish wished. Itchy back. um, it's a pretty quiet night, but that's what you're supposed to want. This will come up for Christmas. Um, that'll be chill. So yeah. Just give me a moment. Just to find something else I was going to talk about. There was something else I was going to talk about, but the find it now. Just getting the other things ready I have to talk about. Give me 2 moments. Never mind. I can't find it now. Where in the name of Christ was it? Oh, it doesn't matter. I suppose we find have a quiz. We're not going to have a quiz now, because it takes a long time to organize a quiz, etc., etc. Like that Cavan Day quiz was like we were at it for a few months beforehand. Picking out the individual questions. There was a lot of work to it. But we probably should have a quiz. Excuse me, sorry, apologies. We should have a quiz at some point. Yeah, I do agree with you, but not now but you would need to have it planned a few months in advance. If you would just do random quizzes, etc. Well, we probably should do something like that soon. Because it's about time we done something like that. Because we were meant to do something last year, but just didn't get around to it. We're going to Finland and stuff like that, but just didn't get around to sorting it out. Because again, it take a long time, it take a few months to sort out which questions, what do we put in, the prize, etc., etc. It takes a long time to sort out all that nitty gritty stuff. So I presume he's probably about, or maybe he'll be here later on. See, it's near Christmas only, so people have things to do, etc., etc. It's one of those time of years where people literally have a lot to do. So give me a second. But yeah, so the majority of people are looking forward to Christmas, I know. So just briefly want to touch on this. I was just looking for there. I seen it there, like this morning when I was going in the bus to walk about this, and they just briefly want to touch about it. Because it's got it's insane the TV. So this is to do with 33,000 a year pension needed for a comfortable over time, but just for a comfortable over time and not too luxury. And they need about 33,000 euro. Single person now. Imagine that, like literally. I don't know how much do I own a year. I get about 400 euro a week, 450 a week, around that, in my job. So I don't know how much that is a year. It's about maybe 30,000. I don't know. Could be something like that. Like if you add, because obviously then you pay into, you pay into a pension, you pay your taxes. Then you pay obviously your bank fees, etc., etc. You pay the electricity bill, the rent, and all that. So it wouldn't be that on paper it is, but in reality, it's only about maybe 10,000. In reality, it probably is something like that. 10,000, 12,000, maybe something like that. But yeah, so long story short, even the full person working full time, even when I retire, whenever would that be? Been 80 years, I'd be 80, probably 90 or 100 by the time the pension at that age. It's insane to take that literally. You need this to live to just a comfortable, not a luxury, like literally not in the Bahamas, but just a only comfortable lifestyle that you wouldn't have to worry about each bill. And it's a pretty sad state of affairs. It really, really is, because there's a lot of people working hard, particularly older people, worked hard all their life. And just in the last few years of their life, what the chillax and not to worry about anything. It's a sad thing to see, but because your older people shouldn't have to worry about what bill you're struggling to pay the bills, etc., etc. It shouldn't be the case. Really shouldn't be, in my opinion. But it's insane to take of. Like it's a crazy thing, really, to think about it. Just a comfortable. Like I'm not just saying luxury in the Bahamas and stuff like that. Yeah, it keeps rising. Like eventually, when I get to it, it'll be 100 or 200. Like they want people to walk into the 70. Like they have a government have a scheme out. It's the same with the civil service. They want us to walk into 70. Like what does council workers etc. When the age, obviously I'm a long way off, but there's a lot of people who walk with me who are near pension age. They want them to walk to 70. And obviously they get a few extra €100 I think every year they walk. They can retire at 65 or 66. I think it's 66. Yeah, but every year they stay on, they get an extra bit in the pension. If that makes any sense. And again, a lot of these people that walk with me have walked all their life. Generally walked. Like Tiff was at my father too. He doesn't walk with me, but he walked since he was 14. In a sawmill. No, sorry, excuse me, 13. Like people that, like the majority of people on the councils and local authorities, walked all their life. Today also still 20, and they're nearly 60, they're 65 nearly now, and people it's insane to take. And they want them to walk into the 70, like pretty much just walking them to death. Like I think 2 lives too short. Obviously, it's important to walk, etc., etc. But I don't think we should walk people into the ground, especially in the last few years. Enjoy life, etc., etc. Not have to worry about paying bills, etc., etc. That should, in an ideal world, that's what it should be. Whatever about young people paying bills, etc. But when you get older, you walked all your life, you shouldn't have to worry about it. It just goes to show you that society's flawed in that way when that kind of stuff is happening. Hello, Evan. Sorry, good evening. We retire in Spain, yeah. Spain and Portugal and stuff like that. I don't know how much it would be there, but it's insane here. Like just the modest, like not too much. Like they're not looking for Bahamas money and stuff. Just a modest retirement, like nothing too fancy. And it's 33,000 here you nearly need to live a modest retirement here. So you can understand why people would fuck off and go and retire somewhere else. Because it's insane. That's just a modest, like nothing too luxury. You know, with no pensioner would get that unless you had a really good job. Like the vast majority of people I know are getting pension and stuff. The state pension, they're not getting anything like that. They're getting maybe €250 a week, something like that. €300 a week at most. They're not getting much at all. Yeah, like my father worked in the sawmill. Imagine literally talking. Nowadays, he wouldn't get offered working in the sawmill at 14 and stuff. And like that was back in, I don't know, God, could be the 60s. Well, the late 60s, very late 60s, going into the 70s. See, there was no such thing as health and safety about that. But it was a difficult job, I'm sure you know, for a young person. And there was no such thing as horse and cart and stuff like that. So not the nicest job. See, things were different back then. But my point in the matter is that what I'm saying, my father wouldn't care about too much luxury. But, as I said to you before, there was issues with his pension. When he did come to pension age of 66, he's 71 now. But when he came to pension age of 66, they didn't want to give him the state pension. They were arguing about giving him the state pension. They didn't want to give him anything. And him and I were citizens. He here all his life, never left the country, never worked in any other country. But they were arguing about him. Then they argued about his bus pass and stuff like that because he's entitled to. When you get to pension age, you're entitled to a free bus pass. And they were arguing till the cows came home about it. Because see, obviously when he was 13, nowadays imagine I'm paying into a pension. Like I'm paying into a pension every week. They're taking so much out. I think it's €20 or something like that a week out to pay the pension, my pension. Imagine that. So when I get to pension age, whenever that be, I'm paying into it. Years ago, that was only probably bought in the 2000s or so. But when he was working, the majority of his life, there was no such thing as paying into a pension. So it was huge. They didn't want to give it because he didn't pay into a pension. It was only the last few years of his life he paid into a pension. Which was ridiculous too, because he paid his tax all his life too. But that, that's what I'm saying. There was a huge issue with that. And especially knowing the man is 66 at the time, social welfare at that time, they shouldn't have to do that because it was 9 a man and 66. They worked all his life. And there's people in this state that haven't worked a day in their life. And they're not saying boo to them. That's what I didn't like about it. And then he got his way eventually, but, and the same with the bus pass. Like, there's people who are turning up to the country getting free bus passes straight off the plane, Doesn't make any sense. But he got his way eventually, but only for I kept at him and was going to kick up all hell over it. So, financially speaking, yeah, it would be cheap enough. It wouldn't be as bad as here. Not left. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's only a few bob on the state pension. It's not much. 250, 300 a week or something like that. Depending. It's only state pension, the basic state pension. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Elderly people in England, yes. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the majority of elderly people, though, in the 80s and, God forbid, 90s, would have worked since they didn't go, like, they left school early and worked all their life, And the politicians won't be cold the way that, but, it doesn't make any sense for sure. Yeah, they always found a job, yeah. But, I think my father does regret that he did leave school back then. Obviously, he didn't want to leave school. He had to go and work. Very poor. Like he came from very poor back, especially in Cavan. This was the 60s. The late 60s. There was not much in Ireland going. But yeah, and it was a tough job because it was saws and stuff. He got his fingers cut off, and when he was young too, when he was walking there, because it was just basically open saws. There was no such thing as health and safety. There was no such thing as gloves. There was no such thing as anything. It was just pure hardship, pretty much. For a few toppings and stuff, like probably his day's wage was only about €14 or something like that in modern currency, if that makes any sense, for a whole more than 8 hours. Like you'd be probably working 12-hour shifts instead of 8 hours. It'd be 12 hours because when those just thing is only standard work hours, etc., etc. You have to work 12-hour shifts. It's insane. You really think about it. Before closing, oh yeah, there's probably somebody else live. Yeah, 4-day work week. Yeah, but in theory, because they do it in Finland and stuff like that. Like I see it every day. People walking themselves to death. And life is about enjoying, and I think too much of life, and like, especially nowadays, there's too much focus on work, etc., etc., and people shouldn't just enjoy life, because people are just walking themselves into the ground, um, for houses they can never afford and cars they can never afford, things like this. And it's a lot better because again, you're a lot more productive. Like I know myself, like I'm very tired. I didn't get much sleep last night. I went to work this morning at 8 o'clock. I only got maybe half an hour sleep at most. And I had to go to work, walk, done my best to walk as hard as I could. It's not easy. Come to midweek, and it's not easy. I'm not saying it's harder work than what I'm doing, but what I'm trying to say is, when you come to the midweek, or it's all come to toast, you're usually tired, and the less hours you work, the more productive you are, in my opinion, and it's the truth. Uh, that's in the way I see it because you have more time to rest, etc., etc. So you're more productive, if that makes sense. That's in my opinion. And studies have shown that you're more productive, you can get things done more quicker, etc., etc. Because usually when it comes to toasting and Friday, people just slogging. They just slog away pretty much, and nothing really gets done. Like take for example, what's the point really? Take for example, where I work, we'll get a half day at 3:30 or 3 o'clock. What's the point? And then take for example, in second, like when I last few years in secondary school, we used to go in for a few hours. Like we were going in at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we were going home at 1 o'clock. Like what was the point in going in? Like nobody turned up on Fridays because what was the point? You just turn up. There's about 3 classes, and that's it. You're home. Like it was worthless getting up in the morning to go to school for 3 classes on a Friday. I was in secondary school. Like it's insane to take. And you're more productive. And again, I do take it because at the beginning of the week, you might not take it, but I was more productive in school on the Monday and Tuesday. But when I came to midweek Wednesday, so you were less productive. Then when you came to Thursday and Friday, you just wanted the week to be over. If that makes any sense, I'm sure you get it. But it does prove that people are more productive because you get more rest and you can achieve more, etc., etc. We wouldn't want to go with the true Finns at the moment, anyway. You might find yourself getting cut. We don't want that. Well, I do think 4-day weeks, and I've always said this, but I do think it would work in a lot of cases. Because people will be more productive. I've seen it myself. Like, I see it every day. Like, when it comes to particularly toast, it's even the shops and stuff like that, you see it. People are just tired when it comes to the end of the week. They worked. You're getting up early, too, for example. I'm not saying that, everybody, myself and all that. But the majority of people get up early to go to work. I get up 6 o'clock, 6:30. Get ready to go to work, get me breakfast and stuff like that. It's a long old day then to 5 o'clock in the evening. It's a long old day. And then, especially now, I'm up 6 o'clock this morning. Didn't get much sleep last night, for example. It's a long old day. Like it is generally a long old day. And then now tomorrow you hopefully get a bit more sleep tonight than I did last night at least. Anyway. But you know what I'm saying. You're more productive. You get what I'm saying. I'm sure you know yourself. Like I have more energy at the beginning of the week than I do at the end of the week, even as a young person. But see, I'm probably overdoing it, I think, because it's been said to me too much and I'm overdoing it. No, I don't know. Probably by that time, it'd be 90 years old. You have to get the pension. And then I don't know how people with children do it, particularly. Because having the balance, you're looking after the children, all that, it must be a nightmare. And then walking along with it and you're trying to get some personal life. I know people that have that, and I don't know how they do it. Like I don't know how they do it. Like a full time job and 2 or 3 children. It's a nightmare. I find it's a nightmare the way it is at the moment here. But imagine having 2 or 3 children, having to bring them to this, bring them to school, do the homework with them maybe, and your head will be light. So my hat goes off to parents, young parents particularly, have to do that because I couldn't do it at the moment. Without answer, maybe I could have done it. The truth is, I had a lot more energy. 3 or 4 years ago, I used to be able to run a marathon pretty much. But nowadays, I'm just too old to do anything like that. My energy is not, the energy levels are not where they used to be. Let's put it that way. It's not where it used to be. Simple as that. I know myself. I used to be able to live stream every night back a few years ago, but nowadays I'm just not not cut out to do it. And even as a young person, just it gets all, it catches up to you. Tiredness and stuff catches up to you. As much I hate admitting that it does. It does catch up to you. Um, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Driving up and down to Dublin to Saffron and Cork, or it's insane. I don't know how to get the energy to do it. Like some people build different. It was built different a few years ago. Nowadays, not so much. Now we move on to this. So you probably have heard because it's literally heavy. That the Israeli government has decided to close the embassy here. Now the Irish government, the Irish embassy in Israel is still open. That's still open. So yeah, the Israeli government has closed because obviously the straight away to go, Israel always says about the country's anti-Semitic, every Irish person's anti-Semitic, etc., etc. The usual rhetoric, anti-Israeli, all that. But they never mention. See, they always talk about everything else, anti-Semitic, etc. But they don't talk about the thing, and they talk about literally 80 years ago. What happened 80 years ago? When we should be focused on what's happening now. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, as I say. But obviously, I've said it before, but they were saying about expelling the Israeli ambassador. Obviously, she left of her own accord. She was called back with the Israeli government. Obviously, they shouldn't have. I don't think we should have expelled the ambassador. If we did expel her, we shouldn't have expelled her anyway. But we didn't expel her. But what I'm trying to say, when they were calling to expel her, we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have. We did the right thing not to expel her. But not much lost, to be totally honest. In my humble opinion. Unfortunately, they did go, unfortunately. Again, it's a sad thing that they did go in terms of things because we don't want countries to be at our throats, etc., etc. We want to try and get on with countries. But particularly what Israel is doing in the Middle East, we can't turn the blind eye and pretend it doesn't exist. So, for the first time ever, I would say I support the Irish government. In terms of what Simon Howes said the other day too, I have to say that I agree with Simon Howes. For once in my life, I agree with him on something that it's a lot of deflecting that's happening at the moment from the Israeli government, etc., etc. That's what I see it as. But yeah, that's all I say about the issue. But it's better to let it simmer. But obviously, as I say, there should be what Israel's doing at the moment. Shouldn't be happening in the Middle East. As simple as that. There's nobody arguing against that. Hello, Shawnee. How are you doing? But yeah, that's just my opinion on. But yeah. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. But obviously, it's not finished yet. So move on to Finland. We could just chat among ourselves because I'm not really in. Being tired or not. I'm not really in. We just talk about these last two. We just chill out. How does that sound? So this is to do. You've probably seen my community post. This is to do with the new. What they call the hospital bill. I get this open now in a second so you can see what I'm talking about. I meant to open it already. So. So there's a lot of chaos in Finland at the moment. Probably will bring down the government. Obviously, the German government, the French government, like it's inevitable the Finnish government will collapse. Like they're literally just running on fumes at the moment. So what I was talking about, because it's insane what they decided to do. Like you can see here, that even the parliament was split. Like one of the closest like votes ever in the parliament. Like even some of the conservative, even their own government MPs refused to vote. So literally, some of their own MPs voted against the government. That's how friction there was in the moment because they talked about closing several hospital emergency services. Uh, so 111, it passed by 111 to 96. So there's a lot of anger, particularly because, as you see here, these are all the emergency services, particularly hospitals, that are closed in Finland. So, take for example, you live in this part of Finland here. The nearest hospital could be over here. So, pretty much, if you are dying, if you took a heart attack, you have to go 100 or 200 kilometers. In some cases, like there's literally like take for example here, there's not much up here. There's a lot up. The Helsinki and the main cities are down here, but there's not much here. So, say for example, this city here, you could have to go all the way to Rovaniemi here to go to the hospital, which is about maybe 400 kilometers, 4 hours away, pretty much. What I'm trying to say. So people would be dead by that time, pretty much, if it was a serious injury or something like that. So obviously these emergency rooms are closed. So there's a lot of them, and obviously it's you can see yourself, like even the own government, like some of their own MPs from the National Coalition Party and the True Finns have literally voted against it. Like they voted against their own government party, and they basically said fuck the whole lot of it. Basically the huge uproar, pretty much within the government itself, because of it. And it's all because there's no method to the madness. What I'm trying to say, there's generally no method to the madness. Like there's just and like everybody's very annoyed. What I'm trying to say, there's no method to the madness at all. So they're saying they're going to save 26 million euro annually, but this is the thing. Many people pointed out there's going to be, and even the doctors themselves and the health service in Finland itself have said this is going to cost thousands of people to die probably a year. Say, for example, from heart attacks and stuff, because it's going to take hours for them to get to other hospitals across Finland. Not so much in the main cities, as where's the map. So Helsinki is obviously Hill. Tampere is around there. Turku's there. So this is the main area of Finland, this area here. But, particularly up this part of Finland, this are rural areas of Finland. To close these emergency departments, again, the nearest hospital from these hospitals here could be up here. And then this place up here, the nearest hospital could be there in Rovaniemi. That's hundreds and hundreds of miles away, what I'm trying to say. So, they just don't give a shit, pretty much. They just don't seem to care. Like, there's no method to the madness, pretty much. So there's just total anarchy over it. Because, again, literally the government's probably going to collapse over it. Like, they did vote it through. But even their own coalition, like again, they're supposed to have a majority of 108. So even a lot of them give up. Like the majority of them give up. Like the majority of their own parties voted against. Imagine that Fine Féin Fine Gael. That'd be the same if Fine Féin Fine Gael TDs just got up and said, "Fuck the whole lot of you. We're going to vote with the opposition." Like you can see, it's very controversial because usually, it's close, but you can see how much of the division it is. So that's what's happened. But yeah, no, it's pretty bad. Like it is pretty bad because they're just cutting everything. Like you see it here. Like I don't know what's the point. Like, they've never explained why we should cut. Like why they're cutting. Like they're just cutting for the sake of cutting. Yeah, but it's not. It's the fact of the matter. These hospitals, the majority of these hospitals here, like if you take the National Children's, like the majority of these hospitals here are state of the art. Like they're very modern hospitals with no waiting hours. Like you go to a hospital before today. In Finland, take for example, you would be seen to straight away. But I don't know why they do it. Like they just want to cut things. That's as simple as that. So that's what's happening. So there's literally pandemonium. So the government's going to collapse because the own government MPs are going mad, and so rightly so. So we're seeing this. So 13 members of the True Finns, like prominent members of the True Finns, have basically pretty much have left the True Finns. And there's huge things. So very difficult to people, everyday lives. Traveling 3 hours. Like in some cases, they have to travel 3 hours to an emergency hospital in some parts of Finland with these closures. So it takes 3 hours. So you see here, this is a True Finns member of parliament. They cut up the crowd. with the sitters, etc., etc. There's just basically a huge coup in the True Finns. So it's inevitable that the Finnish government's going to collapse. There's no doubt about it because it's just like particularly this. It's really pissed people off. Something feels like they're already the government support in Finland is atrocious. Hello, 420. How are we doing? Yeah, but it's atrocious. But it is pretty sinister. Like it is pretty sinister because a lot of these places are very modern hospitals. Like compared to Ireland, they're very modern, and particularly because there's so many. And as I say, this is probably the one they're talking about. Like you take 4 or 5 hours. Rovaniemi's here. This would be the only up here. This is Lapland. There's nothing really here. There's about few hundred people living. All the people live in Helsinki, Tampere, Turku. This is down this part because it's a lot better. But long story short, these hospitals, like you see here up this side of the country, take for example, 3 hospitals in a row closed. So take for example, if you were in this town, you probably have to go all the way to Helsinki or Tampere, which is there, to go like you see all the way down. So if you take bad in this town and you need an ambulance, you can't go to the next town because that hospital's closed, and then the other hospital's closed, so you have to go down here. So it's just a total mess. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is there's only about maybe 5 hospitals in the whole Finland operating, and the majority of the rest have been closed because it's time to cut. Because it's pretty bad. Like literally using the wrong sitters to cut it. Like it's just a total collapse. That's happening at the moment. So that's what's happening. But it's bad it can get. Like it's getting pretty like it's not going well at all. What I'm trying to say. So it's not going well at all. Like the government support, etc., the True Finns of the Finnish government is the lowest in Finland's history. Like it's the lowest in Finland's history. The trust level and the support of the government's the lowest ever. Like it pretty much can't get any worse. Like we think the Irish government's bad. Like there's no method. Like I wouldn't mind if they said they were saving so much money. Oh yeah, great appointment. I've only seen that. Yeah, it was great appointment, Cam Colo. I agree with you and Johnny that. But there's no method to the madness because all these cuts. Remember, I was saying about hundreds of millions they're cutting here and they're cutting there. Like they cut everything last year, and the only thing they saved, the debt went up by 20 billion. Like it still went up. It went up more than it ever did. What I'm trying to say is, and even the Finnish, like the economists in the Finnish government said it themselves, that it's only going to make 0.5% difference in the debt. So pretty much it's a drop in the ocean, and pretty much they went ahead and done it anyway. So they're just purely insane. Like they're giving money to do up their own fucking roads. Like it's insane stuff that's going on. But yeah, so on that note, so the Social Democrat, the Social Democrats, Sanna Marin's party, is the highest in Helsinki, for example. Like it was always neck and neck between the Social Democrats, the Left Alliance, and the National Coalition Party, not the True Finns. The True Finns are not that popular in Helsinki itself. It's more in the rural parts of Finland it is. But you can see here it's gone up by a huge amount. Like it literally way above every other party. Like the Left Alliance is underneath it, but pretty much the government parties are gone. But it's so pretty much but I can't emphasize how bad it is. See. There was something else I wanted to show you, Missy. I can find it. Just bear with me a second. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is Sanna Marin probably will be back, probably what I'm trying to say. Because pretty much everything's fucked. Like if it wasn't fucked before, it's definitely fucked now. And the only person that can really do it, and it's been said many times, the only person that can really bring back some kind of unity, because literally at the moment everybody's at each other's throats, and the whole country is just not functioning pretty much in Finland at the moment. As you see here, So this is the lowest in Finland's history of any government in Finnish history, even Sanna Marin's government. So this is the two. This is obviously the National Coalition Party. This is the Prime Minister. And this is the True Finns. So pretty much, and then obviously the other coalition party. So pretty much the coalition is the lowest support in Finnish history in terms of support from the government. It's only about maybe barely 30% support. And in the social, this poll is saying it's 24, but it's about 30%. So what I'm trying to say is if there's an election in the morning, the True Finns are going to be set back to the Stone Age, and the National Coalition is going to be set back to the Stone Age, because the majority of Finns, want the Social Democrats back. So pretty much, they go with the Sanna Marin, and they kind of want her back pretty much because these people are not doing a good job pretty much. Like the main thing they said about, and this is the funniest thing, we are going to get rid of the debt. Like this woman pretty much said, the only thing she promised, we're going to end the debt. We're going to get rid of everything. We're going to cut everything. And that'll stop the debt. And nothing has changed pretty much. Like everything's just fucked. Like it's literally, it's insane. So it's the highest support in 17 years for the Social Democrats. So pretty much, if there was an election moment, if the government collapsed, like it should have collapsed long ago at this stage, because it's just basically the biggest clown show you could ever find. Like just looking at it and being told about different things. Like I'm being told every day about different things what they're doing behind the scenes, and it's you wonder why they're still there. Like it's just it doesn't make any sense. Half of the things they're doing, it doesn't make any sense. Especially this woman. Like this woman's the minister for sitters. What she calls this is what she calls herself, the minister for sitters, and she's the minister for finance. So she's the person supposed to be looking after the finance, and she calls herself the minister of sitters. It's not a good look. Straight away you're like, there's something pretty wrong here when you have a woman that's literally going around calling herself the minister of sitters over the finance section of the Finnish government. And that's the deputy prime minister too. And also too that she calls the Ministry of Finance the Ministry of Sitters. So pretty much just cut everything, pretty much. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Like South Sudan is doing better economically wise than Finland at the moment. And there's something very wrong when South Sudan is doing better than you. There's something very, very wrong. And so long story short, there was not much point in getting rid of this woman. Like pretty much. And she was kind of proven right. Because she said it that they would destroy the country. And she pretty much was right. So pretty much what that poll was saying to you. People kind of regret getting rid of this woman. So pretty much I was right too. Because I said, I said about being the election being rigged and all that. Obviously wasn't rigged, etc., etc. But even I said the regret. There was questions about this particular woman, Winka. It's just total insanity. No, it's just totally it's just total. Like they don't I don't know what's wrong with them. Like this woman particularly, I don't know what's wrong with them. Like everything, every solution to anything, it's time to cut. Anything at all, it's time to cut. Like that's all she wants to do. Like she has never said in her life, we're going to do this. Like any solution at all is cut. And again, this is the same woman too. Like pretty much the few first weeks she was in. I don't believe in empathy. Pretty much it just shows you that she doesn't give a shit about anybody. She said empathy has no place in politics. She has no care for anybody that's suffering, any Finnish person that's suffering to pay the bills. She doesn't give a shit. That's what I'm trying to say. Literally no empathy. She literally said it. Empathy doesn't belong in politics. The sitters. Yeah, well, you take that to the minister of sitters because she just keeps going with those sitters. So there's loads of drama in Finland at the moment too. I'll tell you why. So pretty much the whole country's exploding because minister of sitters. So pretty much it's a miracle how the Finnish government hasn't collapsed. This cavalcade has been going on nearly a year and 5 months, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going. It just generally just go. It keeps going. Let me see. I'm just trying to find things. I don't know who's worse, the Irish government or the True Finns at the moment, because the worst thing is the secured their borders and stuff like that. There's nobody torn up to Finland seeking asylum. But the worst thing is they literally terrorize their own people. Like they're literally out to just destroy their own people. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like we're true Finns, but we're out to destroy our own people. Like they're literally out they're gunning for their own people, which is I don't get it. But because already you've stopped migration. Like no migrants want to go near Finland, because for obvious reasons, with a woman running around with a pair of sitters, because that's literally what's happening at the moment in Finland. Like people just running around with sitters. Um, it's insane. Well, try and keep it nice and tidy. I put on the PJ. Uh, it's as tidy as it gets. Like now, don't get me wrong. There's a cabinet over there. I have documents and stuff in it. I have to clean it out. But we get to that. If you seen that, you wouldn't. But it's not as bad as you think, probably. So the city of Helsinki, you've probably seen this before. I showed you this before, and now it has done this. So as you know, Inca cut loads of money for artists and stuff like that. So pretty much what they're doing here is a protest. And it's very well done, like in fairness. But somebody added the Nazi, you can see the swastika to our eyes. This wasn't here beforehand, but the person that did this originally didn't put the swastika. Somebody put them there overnight. And the city of Helsinki removed it. And now there's a huge uproar because pretty much they're saying this is freedom of expression, etc., etc. So people are very, and now obviously loads of people were going there specifically to take photos, etc., etc. So it's very popular. But the city of Helsinki took it down. Probably because the true Finn said it, but because of the swastikas, obviously they didn't want it. But this wasn't here beforehand. You probably remember showing this picture. It wasn't here. But somebody, generally this person that did it had good talent because you see the detail on it. But they didn't have the swastika there. But that's what the Helsinki City Council took it down. So there's a huge uproar over this because a lot of artists are very upset with the true Finns at the moment because literally they have closed down. They're talking about closing loads of art places down. They've closed a lot of museums. They're out for everything, pretty much. What I'm trying to say, they're literally out to fuck everybody over. They're generally out for everybody, pretty much in Finland. So pretty much they got very upset that quite literally swastikas, etc., etc. But in my opinion, though, to be totally honest, it is a Nazi government, pretty much. I wouldn't say it, but it generally must be some kind of Nazi thing. Literally, I might as well say it. There's no reason, there's no other conclusion I can come to. It's an actual Nazi government, pretty much. What I'm trying to say, the true Finns at the moment. Because it just doesn't make any sense. They're just out to cause. I don't know what's the story, but it's just insane. It just goes on. No, that's the Minister of Sitters. The Minister of Sitters. The Minister of Sitters, as I say, the Minister of Finance, the Deputy Prime Minister of Finland, the woman who's going around with loads of sitters. You nearly would take it, tell him actually, it could be your train. But that's what I'm saying. I can't emphasize when I go over, it'll probably be soon enough. Because I'm going over just an item. That's what I'm going to do now. Just to go over an item a bit. I'll probably get arrested because the state forbids strikes, etc., etc. That's another thing they did. They're trying to clap down on freedom of expression and stuff like that. They tried to pass the law through Parliament. They didn't go through, but they did pass it because you can be fined €200 for participating in an anti-government protest. But they wanted to throw people in prison for participating in anti-government. That didn't go well for them, but they wanted to do that, and then the clapdown on strikes. Quite literally, it's insane what they're kind of up to. It's literally the lunatics are running the asylum. What I'm trying to say. But then, obviously, another thing. So the city of Helsinki removed that art thing. So the city of Helsinki removed it. So the city of Helsinki removed it. So the city of Helsinki removed that original one. So this is the one that's up now, and obviously they shouldn't be probably put. But it just goes to show you the discontent, I suppose, between the population of the people of Helsinki, etc. So they're not even that the only Finn on the street too. So this is where the picture was originally. The other picture that we just seen a second ago. So this is obviously the city house sick you painted over. So the person came back, or somebody else came back, and done this picture. Uh, now it's very sinister looking. When I seen this photo, it's very sinister. Um, it's very very sinister kind of thing. But it just goes to show you how upset people are. Um, but obviously, it's not nice to do something like this. They're literally trying to pretty much kill somebody. Regardless, even if I don't like the woman, I might as well say straight, I don't like her. She's no addition. She's destroying Finland, really, pretty much. And I have to say it straight out, she is pretty much destroying it with her sitters. But, I don't wish any ill will like this on her, if that makes any sense. But this is what the person done, or somebody else relating to it, or whatever. So this is what's there now. So pretty much, it just goes to show you, because again, this is an artist or somebody. Because obviously, they can actually do painting. Like they do, like nobody I know could do painting like this. But it is pretty sinister. Um, um, but the unfortunate thing was, I was going to see the other one, the one that I showed you before with the sitters and the stuff. I was going to see that when I went over again, but unfortunately, it's gone now. So, and that will probably be taken down, soon enough. So it's unfortunate that we're going to do that. But that's what's happening at the moment. Chelsea tomorrow. It must be expensive again, but it couldn't be as expensive. I don't think it's my trip to Dublin. I finally got the bill. Like, just to say, I know where I'm going to Dublin. It probably would be expensive. I don't know. It'd probably be cheaper than what I'm paying. But I finally paid for the hotel. I know that, and I got my shoes and all my clothes and stuff basically that I bought for going up to Dublin to the little event in Dublin after Christmas. So that's all paid for. So I know the grand total. No, I don't know the grand total yet because there's still other expenses to put in, like travel expenses and stuff like that. But pretty much, it's a good bit of money. That's what I. So at least I have it all paid off anyway. Put back on the music. T-shirt. I'll show you in a second. Just give me 2 seconds. So I'm just tricking about here because I'm doing something. But yeah, so it's going to be. I don't know where the government collapse now in Finland before I go over, but I presume it would be collapsed by the time. Like I don't think the Finnish government have much more strength left in them to go on, because it's just everything they're fucking up. Like every week they're talking about cutting this, cutting that, cutting the other. Oh, the Mona Lisa, yeah, of course, the Mona Lisa, yes. You just noticed that now. How long you've been here? Do you not see the elephant in the room? Like quite literally the elephant in the room. But anyway, I don't know if you can make this out. No, I don't know what it is. Don't know if you can make that out. Don't know. Probably people can't make it out. I don't know if you can. It's like it's a Christmas. It's the Santa Marin Christmas top. This one. Sure, Mac. No, I see. You said my comments of the night. No, not like on the video. One of my videos. It's the Mona Lisa. Yes. But it probably doesn't get the notification. Like you had issues before with the notification. But sure, look, you come along. Sometime you have a look and you see. And especially being Christmas, probably spending time maybe at Christmas. Yeah, I can't even remember what it says the other bit. Let me just look. I have to take it off the lock because I can't actually remember what it said. I take it off the tray just because it's better to hold it up like this. So, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. Hold it there. I don't know if you can see that, Trevor. Yeah. See, I take it off for the moment because it's a bit too warm. I had two t-shirts on there, so it's a bit too warm. What's on the cushion? Who knows? The movement down. Sorry, just give me 2 seconds. Just moving it over here. Sorry about that. Just moving it. Oh, did you send me a Christmas card? I didn't get it yet. No, there's nothing came in the post. I don't take in it. Yeah, that's what it says. See, I had to move this far because I was putting the shirt back. It's a bit too warm in this house for two t-shirts on. I wouldn't remember to have the weather heater off. It's just too warm still. So the post, well, yeah, I wouldn't be doing that. But you shouldn't be doing that. There's no need to be doing that. But thank you, nonetheless. It should find me anyway. So we'll put him. We put him there for the moment. You can sit there for the moment. How does that sound? Yeah, that's what it reads. You can read it in there, yeah. He's the orange Jordan. No, he isn't. Jesus, I don't think the Moo or the orange Jordan. Like I have to get. I should have like I bought another Moo. It sounds so weird saying that. And I give it to my editor. So I should have bought a few more. But they're quite dear little yolks too. The hat on the white. No, because it's quite dear them teddies. They're €30 or so. One of them are €30, and then the other one was about 20 something, nearly 30. Towards the cushion, I would say. Read audiobooks. Funny enough, I never actually read like an audiobook. I never had much use. Obviously, next year I will. Like next year I will. Like come to think of it, I actually will have a use to read an audiobook next year. But never really got around to it. I know there's people listen to it before they go to bed, but I never really get around to it. But next year, definitely probably have to because there's a book coming out with literally how many pages? 300 something, and somebody with dyslexia doesn't end well reading to it. You want to see the cushion? Yeah, there's the cushion. It's a bit of torsion, but that's it. Yeah. At least my voice is calming. Like there was people like I don't know if you've seen it. Like I probably have to do a video, but there was literally people. I see. Actually, give me a second. I'm doting. Sorry. So there was a posting one time from Mayo. This is quite recently enough, and they couldn't understand a word I was saying. like I'll show you now in a second. I think I showed you maybe this before. I don't know actually. Give me a second because it's going to take me a while to find this comment because there was a million comments on my channel last 500 years. But there you go. There's the cushion. Name a policeman. Let me see. Sorry, it's going to take me 5 billion years to find it. Yeah. Sorry. What am I saying now? Uh, hmm, give me a second. Ooh. Sorry about that. Apologies. See, the worst thing about being dyslexic, I have to speak into the computer. It's quite shameful for me having to say this. That's why I mute myself because it's quite shameful because I can't spell. So that's why you wonder why I mute myself because I can't spell. So yeah, I'll show you this. Let me just see if I'm not showing you anything now I shouldn't be showing. Like just to say before 420 though, he was just saying books. I should do audiobooks, like read that audio. I'm so grateful. This is from last month. I'm so grateful for the audio subtitles. The Calvin accent is very strong. Like this person here, like this knocked me off my head. And knocked me off my head, excuse me, but we're not allowed to say it anymore, but you're young enough to do something about it and smart enough to take it. Honest to face, work to lose the accent. I'm only over the road in Mayo, and I find it difficult to understand you. A few words here and there. You know, like Kerry, like have you ever heard of Kerry person? Like, and this is what goes on. You know, yeah, like it's crazy to see. And let me see. Yeah, like, just the narrator is unbearable. Like I thought it was very funny. The narrator is unbearable. I can't watch this. Um, in fairness, this man straight away he kind of do was border ish, which is true. Like Mead wouldn't have a border ish. It's kind of Cab and Mulligan. But yeah, that's like there's been many of them throughout my career. Like literally, the one thing every day of the week comes up for me. And, like literally, that's only a few from the last month. Like there's about 20 more I could show you. Like literally, people from out literally, I can't understand a word you say. You know, so like, if I start an audiobook could go viral, it'd be like, what the fuck is this I was saying? It'd be like Danny Healy-Wade trying to do an audiobook. Because I honestly, sometimes I can understand what Danny Healy-Wade said, but the majority of the time I can't understand the word he says. So, um, the Kelly people have the not the worst accent, but it's hard to hear exactly what they're saying. So, that's the sentence going. Yeah. They're over there. You probably never seen them, but they're over there. See, I can't put them there because I put me milk, like tea and stuff there. And oftentimes when they come in, I put books and stuff like that when I have them there. So I can just reach there. So that's why usually they're not there. So they're supposed to be there, but they're not there. Oh, I should probably put on. See, it's too warm in this room. I was going to put on a Christmas jumper again. It's too warm. Let's see. Dun, dun. Is there anything else now I need to talk about? I suppose we just chill and just chat. How does that sound? But no, it's quite just to say for Treadley if you're still here. It's quite insane to see how many people that talk about my accent. Like it's quite insane. Yeah, we'll just chill out for the rest of the day. How does that sound? I moved back these samples. Just go back. I have to go back to bed. Take them with me. I would love to have one. Yeah, she tell you all the secrets how to get rich. Where the husband keeps all the money. Um, um, don't think about the cabin women. You'll be paying a fortune to get them into, because they wouldn't spend tuppence. Um, well, I can understand how people, but anyway, like try and listen to him for an hour. Like you can understand things here and there, but I don't think I'm that bad. Like I was over in Finland, and a lot of people said to me, "How could I understand what some of them were saying?" Like they were speaking English, a good lot of them, but they had a very, how do you say, Nordic twang to it, I suppose. Uh, but I still could understand them, obviously, because I listened to Sandra Mountain a lot, speaking English, and it's kind of like the same, a small bit different. Sandra Mountain has a kind of a temporary kind of accent, that kind of part of Finland. But still, you can kind of get the gist when you hear Paul speaking and stuff. That's what kind of trained me to understand a lot of them, if that makes any sense. So I could understand them perfectly. I one or two times they couldn't understand me, and it's probably some of the phrases I used. Like I used crack, not crack, like not crack. I used crack. No, excuse me. I used the word crack, like any crack. Not like this is getting worse. Finnish government don't watch this, but like any crack, I said to one of them at one stage, which I should have probably taught. They wouldn't understand the word crack. It wouldn't be a common thing that would be said over there. And there's some things that I say because I'm too Irish. What I'm trying to say. But I could understand them. Like that's what I'm saying. Only for I could understand, listen to Santa Mowan so many times speak, etc., etc. I could kind of get the gist of what they were saying because I was used to hearing Santa Mowan speaking in a kind of Finnish twang in English, but still English, but a Finnish kind of way of speaking English. If that makes sense. But I know that, but over there it's not that common. I never heard once one person say that to me around, and it was not something to say. Like people don't talk to like the majority of people in Finland don't talk to each other, pretty much. Um, they don't say too much to each other. No, I don't think they did because they didn't say anything. Like they wouldn't say anything, but I don't think they did. Like in some other stuff, I probably said in an Irish kind of way. Um, like straight away, the thing about it was, and again, Americans. Uh, One American woman was there from she's from South Carolina, and straight away, like I know what, like there was other tourists there and stuff like that, and straight away they could tell straight away from Ireland, like everybody else. There was other people there from literally, there was people there from India, and stuff like that. And the one person they could tell where exactly, and from American, everybody could tell straight away we're Irish, basically. Um, you know, because she literally was like, my straight away, I was barely in Helsinki 5 fucking minutes, and they all were there. Oh, my grandfather was from Ireland, and I was like, oh God. So that straight away, as soon as I landed in Helsinki, that was what I had to put up with. My grandfather was from Ireland. My great grandfather was from Ireland. This was from Ireland. you know, I do not. Excuse me. That's an outrageous accusation. Withdraw that immediately. Withdraw that immediately. That's most unparliamentary language. That's most outrageous accusation. Like, I don't know what other kind of things I said over there because I probably didn't like. I was thinking, like when I was there, I was thinking about what I was saying before I said it. In majority of cases, sometimes again it's a bit crack, but the majority of times I did kind of stop and think for a second what was I saying, just to kind of use simpler English, if that makes any sense, instead of using big long pronunciations and stuff like that in English. Because again, you remember they speak majority Finnish, but they can speak English. They can speak English very well compared to Denmark and Norway and Sweden. Because it would have been banjoed if it was in Oslo, or Copenhagen and stuff like that. Because nobody can really speak English. But yeah. But people could understand me relatively well. It was one or two occasions where people could understand me, and I could understand them well. It wasn't one occasion. There was one Finnish person that we met in one of the museums. He couldn't really speak English at all. He could speak broken English, but still we could understand the basics. The gift of the gab. I hope not. My own. Toot, toot, toot. Put it on. Oh. You won't find us into on the Wacky Road to Dublin. Yeah. A Glasgow accent. Now, there was somebody in my secondary school, she was in my class at one stage. She came from Scotland and came over. I don't know why she came over here, but she was over here with her relations and stuff and went to secondary school with me. Like, she had thick enough Scottish accent. But still, like, we could understand her, but, Cash. I hope. Well, thank you. But yeah, I know. Just thinking of that now. I wonder what she's up to nowadays. I haven't heard much about a couple of things I haven't heard, but she'll probably go back to Scotland. I say. Like a lot of people, there was actually one other girl from my class. Well, not my class, my year. Uh, she went to Glasgow. I happened just to see a photo online of it. She's with the boyfriend over there in Glasgow. Oh, Edinburgh, sorry. No, it's Edinburgh, sorry. Edinburgh. Getting mixed up between whereabouts in Scotland. Yeah, it's Edinburgh. She was in Edinburgh because I seen the castle in the background. That's how I know. Like the Edinburgh Castle. Like a lot of, funny enough, a lot of Irish people do go to Scotland. Like, there's even a few people I knew around here that go to Scotland. I don't know why they go to Scotland, but they go to Scotland. I suppose it makes more sense to it makes more sense than going to Finland now because people still, majority of people when they ask, where did you go? Like, and it asked me 3 or 4 times. You ask if people, oh, where were you? Did you go anywhere nice in the summer? No, but yes, I went to Finland. Did you not go? Did you ever go to England? No. Did you ever go to France? No. Did you ever go to the Netherlands? No. Did you ever go to Italy? Did you ever go to Spain? Did you ever go to Portugal? No, no, no. I went to Finland. People kind of look at you very funny when you say that. That you went all the way to Finland. Yeah, you didn't go to Spain or Portugal and stuff like that. Interesting thing when you say that. Because you just see people that pretty sus. He's a Finnish agent. Excited of Finland. No, I'm not excited. But if you start me with the true Finns, we won't be excited. Like if I was over there now, I wouldn't be too excited because the true Finns would cut me. It's open fields with those sitters. Fuck you, Deputy Sam. Bum, 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 bum. The sitters. Yeah, here we are. Here's more things to do with the True Finns. Just briefly when I just seen it, because True Finns, they're doing great work in Finland. We look at more cuts. So yeah, this is rehabilitation services will cut back harshly because it's time to cut. Like you see there, the sitters, like the Minister of Sitters, just it's cutting time. Like that's like I don't know get what all these cuts. Like these are causing more issues than anything else. Because take for example, not even this, the housing waiting list. Even though Finland was like the one country in the world that actually nearly got like literally had no homelessness for a long, long time. Obviously, that's increased a lot more now. To tell you the one country in the world that nearly got rid of homelessness altogether didn't exist. Unfortunately, it's starting to rise again. But uh, that's what you get when you really cut all your services. Like you're causing more issues. Like what I'm trying to say is all these cuts. Like take for example this mental health disorders, etc., due to lack of support. Like these things are going to come back in the future. Not now. They might not show their head now, but in 10 years' time, there'll be hundreds of thousands of people waiting on lists. It's going to be the same here. Take for example the housing situation. It takes time to show, but as it says, physically, it's well on the wings of collapse. Like this is only within a year. Like this is what they've done within a year of being in government. Like everything's pretty fucked. Like that's what I'm trying to say. So, what I'm trying to say is they should have kept the woman that was behind me. Because long story short, the biggest thing that happened in Sanna Marin's prime minister was she went out partying with a few friends. Like that was the biggest issue. Uh, you know, that she went out and partied with a few friends. You know. Uh, Yeah, like it's all fucked. And this is only within 500 and something days. That just think about that for a second. Um, yeah, if they've done this with all in 500 and something days. Think about it. Um, yeah, so it doesn't make any sense because you see yourself there. It's doing no good. Like, and again, I wouldn't mind if all the debt was gone. Like what they said at the beginning with all these cuts is to be no debt. If we cut everything, basically, if we just basically cut everybody to the bone, there'd be no debt. But guess what? The debt went up. It went up by 20 billion, and it's and continued. It's actually getting worse than it ever did before. So it doesn't make any sense. Why would you cut things when it's just going to get worse? Like it's just getting worse. Because the thing about it is, with all the debt and all these cutbacks, people are losing their jobs. Businesses are closing down. People are on the dole, being put onto the dole. So that's more burden on the state. So what I'm trying to say was more better to try and keep going and keep the economy going than basically try and blow up the economy, pretty much. And that's what happened because like you see yourself this year, the 6,000 businesses in Finland have shut their doors, small businesses, cafes, and stuff like that, because the sitters came along and cut all their supports, and they couldn't afford to pay the staff, all this. So when you have that many people, there's 500,000 people on the dole in Finland with no work and stuff like that. Like you really pretty much asking for trouble. Like it could go on, like generally it could go on. Uh, So, let's put it this way: they made a mistake. I know we say about democracy and stuff, but generally the Finns don't. I think the majority of Finns kind of realised that even when I was over there, the European election, they kind of made a mistake. Like I think they all knew they fucked up something fierce, like voting, because it was a very close election back in 2023 in April. Uh, like it was very, very close. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it wasn't a huge margin, pretty much. I'm saying. Like literally, the Social Democrats, like Santa Marin's party, the True Finns and National Coalition Party were pretty much on top of each other in terms of support. Like it was like you talk about Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, like it was pretty much as close as could get. But uh, they made the wrong decision pretty much. Um, um, it's time to cut. It is time to cut. Dun, 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 dun. but never Offaly. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I don't think I ever was in Offaly. It was in Westmeath and stuff. I don't think it was in Offaly. Was I? I don't think it was, but let me check. How I know that in a second. Dun dun dun. Where's that loan? Is that loan in? I know it's such a weird thing to say. I can't remember what county that loan's in. Uh, what county is that loan in? I know it sounds stupid saying this thing. Where is that loan? County Westmeath. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Dalton. Yes, in Westmeath. Sorry, I couldn't take for a second. Yes, Westmeath. I thought it was Offaly. I got confused. I was taking the Tullamore. I never was in Tullamore. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I was in that loan. Yeah, but I never was in Tullamore and stuff like that. Same with Mullingar. Yeah, I was in Mullingar. Yeah, but I never was. I was taking the Tullamore. See, I was getting confused. See, Tony had me confused. That was that. Name all the counties you've been to. Um, Probably the best way to do that is get a map on the computer just to show. Like I haven't been to many counties. Let me see. The countries of Ireland. County map of Ireland. Oh hoy. Oi man is so let me see. This is the best. This is fucking tiny. Nah. Nah. This I do. Mein God. Oh, where did I click? What? Sorry. Give me a second. Do I go to I never went to a music festival in my life. Like this thing that I'm going to in January is the first time I ever went to a kind of conference in my life. Let's put it that way. Never went to any kind of conference. I never was into that kind of thing. Now, so this is the map of Ireland, obviously. So obviously I've been to Cavan. Obviously, I've been to Mulligan. I've been to Fermanagh. Actually, funny enough, I've never been to any of the 6 counties. Only 6. The only one of the Northern Ireland. This sounds weird, particularly for somebody in Cavan that you're literally in Nodstone. You never were in town. I never was at Antrim, Londonderry, sorry, Tyrone. I never was there. I was in Fermanagh. I was in Enniskillen. That's about it. I was in Donegal. I was in Bundoran, Ballyshannon. I didn't go up any part, only about to here. Ballyshannon, Bundoran. I was in Donegal town, yeah, at one stage. So Donegal town's about there, yeah. I never was in Sligo. I don't think it was. No, I never was in Mayo, Galway. Never was in Roscommon. Never was in Clare. Never was in Limerick. Never was in Kerry, Cork, Waterford, Tipperary, Kilkenny, Waterford, Carlow, Laois. I was in Wicklow. I went to Bray one time. Kildare. I was in Westmeath, Lockford. Unfortunately, I went to Leitrim once. So unfortunately, I never was. Funny enough, I know why I tell a lie. I was in Drogheda once. Yeah, I was in Meath many times. In Dublin, never been to Kildare, Laois, Carlow. As I said, I went to Wicklow. So pretty much down Donegal. I was in Donegal 3 times. Fermanagh about maybe 5 times in my life. I was in Leitrim once. Obviously, no mention Bacow, but I was in Mulligan about 20 something times maybe in my life. I was in Lockford maybe 4 or 5 times. In Granard, and I was in Edgeworthstown. I was in Westmeath a few times too. Don't know how many times, but I was in Meath many times. Must be nearly 30, 40 times in Meath. Dublin probably. I never was in Dublin too much, but 24 times or so in my life. Because usually I stay in Cavan. I don't have really any necessary to go anywhere else. Where I was to say was in Wicklow once, yeah. So pretty much I haven't been anywhere down this part of the country. I haven't been down in Munster. I haven't been this part. I was in Wicklow and Dublin, but I haven't pretty much been in any other part of Leinster, apart from Meath and Westmeath. But pretty much I've been out to pretty much all the border counties. So pretty much Donegal, all the Republic of Ireland, like the Ulster counties, Donegal, Cavan, Mon, have been there. I was in Louth, Dundalk once. But pretty much, and I never went to Mayo and Galway. I plan to go to the Aran Islands. These are the Aran Islands because someday I plan to go there. So I'll go to Galway City when I'm there. So basically, I haven't been fuck all around the country. So basically, went to Finland, I didn't go halfway around the country. I'm on a music festival. Yeah, see, I'm out of touch. Or maybe it's just the children. would be great. Yeah, drive me mad. Um, didn't mention Callum. No, it was Evan Callum. No, Evans and Callum. Uh, so yeah, but obviously Leitrim doesn't exist, just to say. So obviously it couldn't be in Leitrim if it doesn't exist. It's just a part of Cavan. Funny enough, somebody sent me a video. It was of some TikTok and stuff like that. And it was just like Cavan for Sam 2025. And funny enough, they kind of coloured in Leitrim the same colours as Cavan. So pretty much, they're on the job with me. They want to vote. They're going to be voting, Chanex Leitrim. So pretty much, my indoctrination is working. You know, the true Finns. Now the Finns are doing physiological warfare. Yeah, well, I have to go to some other part of the country. But see, if I had a cow or stuff like that, I'd fly around the country. But you have to rely. As I said to you before, if there's trains in Cavan, say for example, if there's a train now in Cavan in the morning, I could fly down on the train to Galway. I go there within a heartbeat. But the fact of the matter, you have to get on a bus and hawk around half the country. It's the same thing. For example, if we want to go to Waterford, if we wanted to go to Cork, it's a long, long journey in the bus. The hawk off the bus and and all that, compared to just jumping on the train and being down. If that makes any sense. I go out of the train because the train will be quicker. You'll be there in a few minutes. Compared to going on the bus where you have to stop and start, go and stop and start. But definitely the Aran Islands will be sometime in Galway, because I do have plans to go at some stage. Not in the recent future. Say something stupid. No, it's okay. Yeah, 100%. No, that's 100%. Yeah, I just don't stop talking. I wouldn't blame you. But that's okay. I try and give it. It's only you have to watch the brain of that for yourself. I like to get on the caution up. No. Um. Funny thing, but anyway. The truth is, also breaking news. Um. Breaking news. So this is coming from Fianna Fáil's Cathal Crow at the moment. Mail. So apparently the Healy Ways are having the Mother of All holidays tonight on the train down from Dublin tonight. So the big, basically sing song on the train. Just speaking of trains, so the big hullabaloo on the train. I like this. It's actually like you actually would want to be probably there. It'd be actually something to actually be over. If you bewildered tourists, I feel sorry for the tourists. Like there's just a load of Kerry talk. Like all of a sudden the train starts speaking Kerry. What do you do? So basically, there's a huge sing song. The sing song train is going about. So all across the country, there's the music on the trains. Fiona thought you got kidnapped. they thought the true Finns finally got you. I'm only joking. Anyway, how are you doing, Sean? Time. I say you didn't get a notification. That's why the issue. Yeah, we see. I don't know if there's any videos online on both. Like they were outside the door later on playing with the accordion, isn't it? So I don't know what there's a big sing song on the train. I suppose it's a good way to do it, isn't it? Oi. Yes. Back at it again, of course. I was thinking that. Um, what's the name? Oh my god. The writing is truly on the wall. When now? What? No, you mean like early one, Danny Healy way and them, but having the jig, like with the accordions and stuff. You know the way the last time they got elected, they were up on top of a cow playing music and stuff. Like that's what they usually do in when they get elected and stuff. The kind of tradition. Uh, yeah, they all had a big meal on the doorbell, probably. Of course, in the taxpayers' expense, of course. Don't think they're paying for it. Am I accepting Christmas cards? Well, Fiona sent me one. Apparently, it's in the post already. Uh, but I don't know. If you wish, I suppose you can. But you know, it's up to me. I suppose you can if you want. As long as you don't send anything else or stuff like that. I will let you do it. But obviously, this year, unfortunately, I should have probably organised it a bit better. Because last year, you know, the way we said Christmas cards. This year, we didn't because stupid me didn't organise it. Uh, that's pretty much it. No brand adverts, yeah, but no, that's why I have cards there. I should have done it because you remember last year I done it literally the end of November. Like I was on the ball last year with it. This year I was kind of like I don't know what happened. I was thrown off a bit and I just lost track of myself pretty much. But that's what happened. So you can if you want, but again, I would say to people, see you and thank you. That's nice. Yeah. Hopefully, you'll arrive. Specifically, arrive tomorrow. It probably will take a day or so to come down. So it should be here tomorrow. I probably won't see it straight away because I'll be at work, but I'll come home and I see it. If it probably will be tomorrow. I say it shouldn't take 2 days. If not tomorrow, it'll be here Friday. But you can if you wish, I suppose, Sean. Yeah, as long as nothing else and stuff like that, or nothing inappropriate, just to say, you know. Some angels in the door, yes. I hear Hunter Biden's going to the door. Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, well, you don't put the cabin tickets because that's end up being sent into the head office, and they'll be like, "What's this for? Why is this here?" But no, just put my name in this part of the cabin. It should be all good. I wouldn't write cabin the cabin tickets because we end up going there and to be wonder what's this, you know. Um, but yeah. But it should get there. It should get to me now. Yeah, like it should get to me because I end up going to cabin tickets and they wouldn't. So who knows? The boy was letter said to me before into the council because it did happen before. I was given a letter once by somebody in the council. It just happened to be going through when they were all getting the letters. Um, but they probably just fuck it away. That's what they do because they don't really, unless it's addressed to the council. The majority of times they just fuck it into the bin. I think that's what I think. But there was one time somebody sent me a letter, yeah, that it was in the council. But I suppose it depends on who gets the letter because obviously I'm not in the office section of the council. So they could just take it, throw it in the bin. But I don't know where I might not be able to put it behind me, but I'll see if I can make space because you can see yourself. It's not. See the reason why there's a big empty space here because of tea and stuff, and I don't want to get the couch wet or something if the tea fell and stuff like that. And then obviously bits, books and stuff go there and stuff like that. Dun, 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 dun. Just seen this. 3 civil servants was suspended following a security probe, probably by discovery of an unauthorized computer in the basement of the Department of Foreign Affairs passport services. So what I presume is happening here, obviously we don't have much information. What I presume is happening here is they were basically creating fake documents for people, like passports, fake passports, most likely, or either taking information to sell off, most likely. It's a 3D card. Oh, all the Christmas music good. All the Gold Christmas is good. I can't really pick out a good one because all of them are good. Oh, Holy Night is good, and there's many other tunes to get in. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. We stay for another few more minutes, I know, because we were supposed to go at 9, but we'll stay for a few more minutes. It's a pity. No, I will say that it's just part of the music. It's a pity my wall. Like I'm very annoyed that my wall hasn't been done yet. Like I paid the man, the person supposed to paint the wall, and he's that busy because he's a local man down here. He's a bit more deal with than other people. But I wish he could have got the wall done before Christmas because he did say he was going to get it done, but obviously it's not likely now he's going to get it done. But it's unfortunate. I wanted the wall to be done, but hopefully get it done soon enough because I'm waiting literally since the lockdowns. Because literally when the lockdowns came in, I was planning to get the room done up, etc., etc. And then obviously that came along and threw all that out the window. But I haven't paid and all that. So that's the thing. So it's unfortunate because I thought I'd get it all nicely done for Christmas, the wall, stuff like that. Because all the thumbtacks, you probably remember there used to be a map here. Like you can see the thumbtacks here, kind of from the map. You can't probably see that well, but it's unfortunate, at Christmas. Not too soft. Why did you get in politics? I suppose I've seen the misjustice, I suppose, injustice is the word you would use in different parts, and to see the society broken, things that should function well don't function at all, and that the only Joe, you and me, go out to work, get fucked over every day, while the rich keeps getting richer and the poor keeps getting poorer. And not to mention, too, I think the main thing was, too, when I was locked up in Cherry Orchard, not in the prison, but in a mental health hospital, I suppose after that, you'd seen things that should work, because the waiting list for that hospital, for example, is as long as the days of the year. Like it's hundreds and hundreds of people waiting years to be put on. So it's a long story, but basically, I seen things that should work and they don't work, and I've just seen people suffering and stuff like that. They're needlessly suffering, um, and they shouldn't be suffering. As simple as that, and that's the main thing too. It's just for the truth and for honesty and um, for being the righteous, and I think it's righteous. Speaking up, using your voice, doing the right thing. And I think that's the most important thing. That you're doing the right thing, and deep down your soul that you're doing the right thing. And I suppose that's the main thing. So to phrase it all up, I know it's a long explanation. I could go into more detail, but pretty much, I've seen that things weren't good. Things are not good. And you have to be the voice. You have to try and do something, even though I'm only one person. But you can still do something. You can still make a difference. And it's just that if you have hope and you have your fire in your heart, that you can make some small difference, even if it's only 1%, less than 1% difference. It's better than no difference. And I think that's the most important thing. To speak out, to have it be heard, etc., etc. That's the I take in it. Grey hair before it's time. Just I'd be getting grey hair after this thing and up and waiting to see if we have all the grey hair. We'll go for another few more minutes, not much longer now. What day is today? It's Wednesday. We'll be here Saturday anyway. Don't know, but next Wednesday. We'll see how we get on. I can't promise, But definitely New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, we should be fine. Should be. And I don't know about the night of that, the 7th. It's a Wednesday. No, not the 7th, sorry, the 8th. I don't know about the 8th. We'll see how we get on. Because it's going to be a long old day in this convention setting. So, yeah, anything else before we go? Because now you have my attention. Or anything. If you want to ask me. Because usually people ask me stuff when I'm talking about stuff on the live stream, like when I'm actually speaking about those things. And then when I turn my attention to the chat, it's silence. Just always the way. No, well, you can't bring anything. You can't bring anything at all. You're not allowed to bring anything in, pretty much. You're going to bring a small carrying bag or whatever, a handbag or a woman. So obviously, I'm not going to bring a handbag, just to say. But, you can't bring much. It's security and stuff. Are you married? And do I look married? Who would have the money to be married nowadays? Because it's about 20,000 so to get married. 50,000, I think, for an only wedding. For bulk standard wedding, it's about 50 or 40,000. But I don't think you can bring in anything. Because it'd be the same as the airport. It'd be it'd be very straight now. But even though you did bring something in, they probably wouldn't let you give it or give anything. They'd be strict enough. So leave you alone. But yeah, I know. Saying to Trev, no, we're not going to say to Trev because I have work in the morning, Tony, unfortunately. If I didn't have work, maybe I would, but I have work tomorrow. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I need to kind of get some kind of sleep now. Just a half an hour sleep is not going to keep me going tomorrow, I know. So pretty much I'll be going to bed now at 10 o'clock or half 10 or so. The whitening is on the wall. No, I have a cat. I don't have a dog now. Glory to the newborn King. What is that? Oh, who? Um, I'm just gonna let you talk. I'm just gonna let you talk among yourselves. I'm not here. I see nothing. I'm from Barcelona. Is there more cut? What is this, son? Buffing? Oh, good God, no. Hopefully it fixes itself. Because I don't see any problems. Like the internet's not gone or anything. Um, anyway, we're going in a minute or two, so it's not really. There'll probably be big walkers about it, I suppose. Let's put that way. If I did say something now about it. But yeah, with millions to one, quite literally millions to one. As I say, it just happened. If I'm happened to be in the right place, at the right time, that's pretty much what it boils down to, in the nicest possible tone. Like explain why it all makes sense now after the thing's said and done. But if I do get a chance to win, of course. But it doesn't look like it's millions, like quite literally millions to one. Like it's probably one between 1 and 1,000, pretty much. There's only 1% chance out of 1,000%, pretty much what I'm trying to say. Which is not a good chance. Because see, if it was at any other event, like take for example the one in Copenhagen, the Democracy Summit, which I thought about going to the Democracy Summit that time. First of all, there was a lot less people going to it. Second of all, it's more likely as well because again, you have to remember there's a huge number of people going to this thing. So but yeah, so it's not likely. There's something I know that the Jews don't know, but I tell you, it's eventually. But but I don't think it's likely. Like Simon Coveney is going to be there. There's no doubt I come across him. Like he's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of them that I'm going to come across them. Like I'm going to come across one or two of them. I'm definitely going to get this guarantee I'm going to come across them because nobody wants to talk to them. Nobody cares about them. Like everybody be trying to get a picture of Santa Mountain. Like quite literally, what I'm trying to say. If she is there, if she is around, like the whole hordes are just December. Because people will want to get a picture of him, like more than any of the rest. Like who would want to get a picture of Simon Coven? Let's put that way. Or some of the other ones. Some of the other ones to be there. Like TDs and sandals and whoever. So I have to be careful what I say, first of all. It's not going to go well if I say something to somebody. Oh yeah, but her secretary will be there if you yeah, that's what I'm saying. Her secretaries will be there. Like her two friends or secretaries will be there. That's what I'm saying. So they take the photo if they are about because she'd be with them. And she usually goes with them around. Well, one of them anyways, usually with them. In the majority of cases, love. But as I say, it's millions to one, quite literally. And I wouldn't be saying it, but I know something the Jews don't know. But that's the thing, that it's going to probably be fed from getting anywhere close. If that makes any sense. Like it all makes sense when I tell you the last piece of the puzzle. Um, it's nothing sinister around there, but it's just uh, it's to do with, I suppose, the tickets and stuff like that. I suppose. Um, I explain more. It'll make more sense when I can tell you the whole picture. I suppose when the time goes after it's finished, I tell you straight away. I just don't want to say anything now because there will probably be a workshop over it. And just for the sake of not having the workshop over it, I suppose. Uh, so, I want to tell you, but I'm not telling you now. But we're waiting until they're all done. Dublin afterwards. I'm not going disco dancing. Yeah, obviously she'd be in some of the nightclubs. Maybe I don't know. But I don't intend to go disco dancing. Wouldn't need. No, I'm not going to do that. No, don't. You're mad. I think that's the case. Oh, you find out soon enough. Like it's less than a few weeks away now. But I don't know. I don't think she will probably go anywhere because I'm assuming they're probably told not to go anywhere. Because as you know, Dublin's not the most safest place, to go out and about. Um, um, and enjoy those and thank you for it, Radley. Um, but as I say to you about the thing, I would you stay in the hotel, yeah. Uh, that's another thing too. Like there's a huge, you might not think, but there's a huge cost to this, I suppose, too. Um, you know, but I would love to tell you now, I suppose, all the things, but I'll not tell you now. Um, but I'll tell you as soon as it's over. I will tell you. I can guarantee you that. Um, yeah. So, um, so yes, that's going to be listening to the FBI. Um, like on Twitch, like say for example on Twitch, um, they have a bot on Twitch, not YouTube now. So say for example you're on Twitch now, take for example. Right, fair enough. We're on Twitch live stream, and you put down in the chat that you're 7 year old or something like that. Twitch would ban your account for that. Because you said you're 7 years old. Because you're signing the thing when you go on the Twitch, when you start an account, that you have to be, I think 18, over 18, yes. So so if you said that on the Twitch stream, take for example, that you were 7, not so much. I don't think to do it on YouTube as far as I know, but if you said it on a Twitch stream, you would be banned. No bother, no bother, no bother, no bother. Fiona. No need to, apologize or anything. But, if people phone you, should people phone me all the time? How many times did I sit here and people phone me and stuff like that? It's always the worst. Like when you're doing something that people phone. The numbers. What do they mean, Mason? Mason. What do the numbers? The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? A Black Ops 1 reference right there. I don't know that many people get that. What are the numbers, Mason? Anyway, I think we live there. We were supposed to be gone 900 hours ago. What I mean by that is 9 o'clock. So I think we live there. We'll be back Saturday. All going well, hopefully. Um, should be nothing really to come in between it. Not that I vaguely remember anything that's coming up. Um, but yeah, so yeah, leave is to it. Um, obviously this time next week is Christmas too. But yeah, there's still a few days off anyway. So, but yeah, anybody that if you're so taking, if you're spending time with your family, whatever, I presume you should be still here Saturday with everybody that's here at the moment. But yeah, talk to you again, I suppose. But anybody that isn't, taking a while off the internet or to spend time with family or whatever, I hope you have a good Christmas, etc., etc. I don't know if anybody's doing that here, but if you are, hope you have a good Christmas. But anyway, we'll be back Saturday. There might be one or two videos up between now and Saturday because there is a few I have recorded. So they probably should be up. I probably should have them up now to be done and dusted the day to upload. Might just hold on to them for today and not bother uploading them today. See about the upload tomorrow. But yeah, take care. Apart from that, take care. Enjoy the next few days. Enjoy the next your evening. Sorry, excuse me. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy the next few days. Enjoy it as much as you can. And I talk to you Saturday. Talk to you then. And good night and goodbye.